Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. The time travelers of life as we get here into Bitcoin. See what's happening at 94,040, and it's getting exciting. It's getting hot and heavy. A crazy short squeeze out of nowhere there. I was fishing for the bottom, going $10 for 50 on an experiment. It was pretty fun. Almost had that Adam and Eve catch. What are we going to find? Did we see the bottom? We're going to see here in a second for Bitcoin. Get ready, get excited for the Crypto Lifer Show. Back home in the home studio. Shout out to the team. Shout out to everybody here. Let's get it going. And God bless each and every one of you for being here. Bang. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing the most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Check, check, check. Make sure we're loud and clear here today on the channel. And we're going to run that music back up and running. Shout out to all the beautiful people here jumping on in. And let's take a look. Bitcoin's getting crazy. Let's have some fun here. It's looking like it's getting pretty crispy and starting to cook. So let's see what's happening. Crucial times here for Bitcoin. Let's break it down. Do what we do every single day here on the channel. Ooh, let me get, there we go. There we go. Let me get situated here. Yeah, there we go. Something's got to be there. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. Let's show up and grow up. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. Let's make it happen. 94,070. Bitcoin getting a crazy bounce. And let's take a look. I was looking at here for this double bottom, and there is the sauce, right? When we bounce off the 200 MA there, and now we're getting, you know, what I'm looking for, the reversal on the 1 minute time frame. This is what I may get. My entry, baby, my entry, if I'm patient. And so I was looking for a reversal. We had this Adam and Eve double bottom. Can I even see it anymore? Was it like something like this? Yeah, this was it here. And it looked like we were going to get the reversal. Massive move down, massive move up. And this is why I love about my strategy. Now I just wait. And I was going 10 for 50 here. I told everyone I was just attempting to find the bottom. But what it does is it got me engaged. If I didn't have that trade open, I might have just been like walked away, done something else. But it got me to really see what was happening. And now I may be able to execute a better trade, you know, on my own behalf here on Bit2Next. So let's just take a look at what's happening here. This is where I just like to scalp the 1 minute. I was talking about different profiles in trading. And I don't mean to start off so hot here and heavy, but this is just what's happening. I'm looking at my model right now, staring at me in the face. Shout out to all the new traders out there, everyone out here learning to trade, putting themselves out there every single day. God bless you all. This is the place to be if you want to learn, if you want to find out. You can trade anything you want this way. The NASDAQ, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm actually going to screen out here every day, and it's going to have every single trade out here. I can kind of like show you here. We can move this one out to maybe 4. And this one we could NQ. We'll be watching the NASDAQ here too as well. Thank you so much, everybody here back home in the studio. God bless you. Getting coffees handed to me. You know, there's, you know, the old, you know, the employee fridge is there stacked. You know, it's just like being home. because it's home. Then we can get the S&P here, right? ES1 on the futures. You can see that's battling a bounce off the 200 MA here too as well, showing signs of maybe a possible move. Little scalpelino there for the S&P. Oh, sorry, hold on. Sorry, that's like Eversource. My bad. What did it do that for me here? Whenever this happens, you just go and you click on this again. It'll bring you back. Hold on. So sorry, everybody. S&P futures. There we go. Yeah, now similar idea, but not as smooth. But you're looking for the bounce before you even get below that 200 MA. You know, something up into this section here, you know. And then, of course, so you got Bitcoin. And we'll come back to this at another time, right? What's going on? What are you doing up to me here? Anyway. And then you can watch, you know, you kind of want to do it all in the same time frame if possible. Right? 1 hour is like really what I want to see. Getting the reversal. Let me get back into the smaller time frame here, but this is looking good, right? And there's a chance that this does start to pump to the upside. It's already getting pretty crazy as we speak here. Like I'm missing out. It's almost a rising wedge that wants to just really go somewhat parabolic on these shorts. And what a crazy morning it is as we cross. So, you know, I'll just dabble. I'll dabble here. So I've got a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, but I'm losing it. Stop loss has to be below that 200 MA, so I'd have to extend. So can I get back to like 95, 284, and can I hide out at about 93.768? And that's just what it's going to have to be for me under my prerequisites for my trading parameters. And so that's, you know, and then I'll go what, like, yeah, I like that. About 2 for 5.7, yeah. And treachery before Fed day, but still, the model persists. So I like the model. I'll take the model. So here we go. And we're in a first live trade back home, live here on Bitfinex. All right. And I like just the ease and use of Bitfinex on the faster time frames. Just makes it nice and smooth to make it happen. All right. Anyway, you trade wherever you want. We do have a link to Bitfinex if it suits your fancy. If you like what you're seeing here, if you like how it all kind of played out, then, you know, yeah. And we'll see what happens. I win or lose, and we'll find out later on the show, right? Let's get back into the idea. Look at that big pump for Bitcoin. Big pump for Bitcoin there on the 7-minute time frame too. Looks like we can get a move on the NASDAQ. We're watching the S&P on the 1 hour time frame there. And heck, what do you want? We could even put in, what we really should put in here is the DXY. Right, and now you can kind of see we lost the 200 MA on the 1 hour. So we want to see that continue to kind of fall further to the downside. You want to see this continue to pump. So, you know, so far, so good. The dollar losing the 200 MA here is a good sign for risk on assets. You know, we don't, you know, that could continue to dump. This could continue to pump. Same thing here. Give NASDAQ a little move here. We'll put NASDAQ in the time frame of the 1 hour too as well. That's probably going to be doing a similar flag that we're talking about. And it's, you know, key when you put them in the same time frame there. Yeah, so they rolled it over, but now they're like, you know, trying to roll the NASDAQ over like rolled oats. But when the dollar dips, you got money printing going on. And when they gotta, you know, so that's the next thing we're looking at too here, right? So similar thing, like, can we get the bounce on the NASDAQ? Bounce on, you know, everything looks like we may be getting some type of move. All right? I'm just, you know, and somehow, look, we're already up $80, 5%, $87. The trade started to kind of go our way. Okay? And we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're live, though. This is live. You can't fake this stuff live. Like, either you're in or out. Either you made it happen or you didn't. Either you pulled the trigger or you didn't. Either you made it or you didn't make it. Right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the trading platforms hanging out with me. Shout out to everyone out there just hanging out, getting the education. We're using the 200 MA and the 21-day moving average. Okay, along with stochastics RSI for momentum and volume too as well, to kind of see how the trade's playing out over time. And also time and space. Like, this is a very crucial time. I come on at 10:10. You notice Bitcoin tends to move when I show up onto the screen. Why? Because I study volume and timing's very important. When you trade is extremely important. The time in which, and I've been studying the times, and there's some days I was in Dubai, I slept for like 4 hours a night, 4 hours each night. So I was basically up 24 hours. I was posting at times you guys normally don't see me post. It was insane. We made gains. I had a profitable week trading in Dubai. Unbelievable. Multiple trading accounts all doing well, but like a profitable trading week in Dubai, like very proud of myself for that. Because when I travel, I don't even expect to make gains. A lot going on, meetings and stuff, and to make gains on top of traveling, and it makes me take a deep breath because I'm like, man, I made more traveling than I used to at my job. I made what I made in a month at my old job, almost, and I made it in a week. It's just crazy to me. While I was out, and you could do this too. You could change your life, but it took years and years and years and years and years of discipline. It wasn't so sweet, and some days there's going to be bumps in the road. It's not always going to be easy, and I know that. But it's about every single day practice of mindset and discipline, and that's how we're going to make it over time. We just got to push ourselves. We got to believe in ourselves, and if there's anyone around us, this is anything doubtful around us, we just must remove ourselves from the situation. We can't listen to doubt. We must push ourselves. I talk to myself every day in this way. You're your own mentor, your own guide. And you can look out to mentors. There's people there to help you, of course. But my point is, and then you repeat, when you're down and the life seems like, there's some doubt there. You always have to say no. I'm the one that removes the doubt by thinking positive. There is no doubt because I'm positive and doubt is removed. And you realize, wow, I'm in control at all times. And you say, yes, wow. And then it's an empowerment. That actually creates an endorphin of adrenaline rush that it makes you feel, you walk taller, you feel stronger. And then you repeat that process. It's habitual. What does that do? You keep creating adrenaline. How do I show up every single day? Through constant adrenaline inside of the mind. Look at this huge pump. We're up $157 of the trade, up 12%, 165. And now this is how you do it. Look at that. I like that Mario. That's pretty sick. That's a new one. Haven't seen that before. And so here we go. Right now you can, wow, nice short squeeze for Bitcoin. Take a look at this on, wow. And it's getting violent here. 94,600 for Bitcoin. The pump is on. The lifer may have called the pump of the day here on the morning. We are zooming to the upside, reclaiming the gain. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Can you continue getting far away from the 21-day moving average? You may want to take a picture and send it to mama. Oh, no. Stop loss to break even. Can we hang? Can this wick hold us? Do I get stopped out with nothing in the bag? I'm all about protecting. Solidified 40, up 150. Take it too early and it continues to pump. Take it right now. Don't get it on the dump. You never know what could happen. I'm not going to start rapping. My name's not Jake Haspin. I'm just... Shout out to everybody here. Let's keep it moving. All the way up to about 95,285 for BTC. And here's the battle right now for positional strength on the trade. Can I stay in? Am I gonna get a whack-a-mole? Small time frame positioning. Should I walk away 116, take what I can, tail between my legs, or do I hang for the next bigger move? I think we were up almost 200 at the time. Can't lose on the trade. It's treachery. It's more about protecting the purse. We are pretty far away for the 21. I'm likely to get stopped out by probability. Let's take a look at the 5-minute time frame. 5 minutes says there's a chance. They're telling me there's a chance because I could just hang right there below the 200 MA on the 5-minute. I'm just going to stay here and cook on the 5. Wow, but the 5-minute got a nice wick there to the upside as well. little too far away from the 21-day moving average. I may not be able to stay there. We'll see. Wow. Yeah, see, the model is to wait for the 21 to cross and be up in here. So it's a little aggressive. You're going to keep coming down to the 21. It's okay, though. What we could do is we could get hit off here. Take the beans. And we're still in, we never know, but it's likely. I know the probabilities of most things. So I do this exact kind of stuff all the time on the exact same time frames over and over again. We live in this exact moment. Basically, this is Back to the Future. If you're on my live stream for the last few years, you've seen this over and over and over again. I mean, this would be cool, though. It's a possibility for a move here for BTC. 95,284 on the pump. If we did get a move. Let's go back to BOOKMAP and see what's up with the liquidity. How y'all doing? How's everybody feeling today? Hope everything's going your way. And if it's not, I hope you flip it around and turn it as such, because you know what? There's no one else can do that but you. So if it's not going your way today, you're the only person that could make it go your way. So it might as well go your way, right? So we ask again, is it going your way? And the first time I asked, it may have been like, I don't know. Now you're like, yeah, it is for sure. Why? Because it's you that makes it go your way. So you must repeat after me and say, it's going my way. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's going my way. I'm in control, and today is the day. I'm going to make it happen. There is no way I won't be the best person I've ever been today. All right? Stay blessed, each and every one of you. Stay amazing. Stay positive. The reaction is the movement. The movement is the reaction. You create the energy you are every single day, every single moment in time. This is your moment. This is your life. There's only one time right now, the present moment. You have nothing left. Okay? That's it. Look, they'll hit me off at break even there. Look how close that is. Fascinating. And today's pretty strange, day before Fed Day, it looks like there's no way we're going to get a rate hike. It says we're flat easy, 96%. Maybe, you never know. I'm open-minded to anything, but this is what it's kind of telling us. BOOKMAP's still suggesting we're going down somewhere to 93,000 before anything else. All right, but it was saying earlier, and we still got a punch back to the upside. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome. And you could hear, see, what I like about it too, in the background, you can hear we got bang, bing. So you just look for this to consolidate. That consolidates, then it's worth another move. Even the 5-minute time frame too. A little bit of a stronger move, so it's a similar idea. I'd like to see this, get. So right now, there's no trade for me. We kind of just wait, but there could be a consolidative move, so we can kind of bounce on out. Look, that was right there, though, was the entry, the bounce off the 200. And then a nice move. I got a little late to the party. Still was able to, should have captured a little more gains, but it's okay. Really just excited that I was able to jump in. And, they made more than the fee, and, was able to kind of learn a lot, too. Like, you learn a lot every time you enter a trade. For me, it's all about what I learned when I enter the trade. There's no failure, only feedback consistently over time. Just over and over and over again. BTC USD all-time history index for Bitcoin. They're calling it at 94,360, a little more. Usually it's a little higher. I like to use BTC USD on Binance. Just my favorite chart of all time. That's where it all started for most people at Binance.com. It was the biggest, had all the liquidity. It was the king daddy of the exchanges, right? Sammy's on coffee on that jet lag, using that caffeine fiend. So we're going to take a look here at the weekly, break it down, remove all the spaghetti, and just show you how much price action tells a story. So are we in a bear market? People keep asking. We have a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. in my humble opinion, we would have taken out this low, you know. Now, I guess if you come down and take out this low, and we end up closing below, you know, a day, if we close a weekly candle below 78,000, I guess then you would have to assume we would make a lower high. So I guess, yeah, I mean, we could be, that could happen. You come and take this low out, I would have to assume that we'd make a lower high for me and then a lower low, and then, you know, we'd, you know, reversal of some, but exactly, it would basically break the trend. But right now the trend's our friend. And then we, you know, it's more likely, the trend's saying it's more likely we take these highs out and get hit. You know, they had a chance to take this low, but they didn't. And I kept saying, until we break 54,000, we're in an uptrend. You know, I'm still bullish for Bitcoin. So that you know, my long-term thesis for Bitcoin has not changed. I don't switch. I don't flip-flop here. I've been calling basically the fact that we're in an uptrend. You know, even though I always said, you know, nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, and, you know, if we have to short, we'll figure it out. I've always stuck to the term. When anyone asks me, are we in a bull market or a bear market? I've said we have never left the bull market. We've been in a bull market this whole time. We've been in an uptrend. You see what I'm saying? And you know, and it's even susceptible to opinion, right? Bull market, bear market. Like, we're in a prolonged blow off top that could happen over time. Is that a bull market? I guess it is. You know what I mean? We're in a market structure that repeats over time on the bigger or smaller time frames. Like, this is the 1 minute as much as it is the weekly, as much as it is the 5-year time frame. We're just in a progression, you know, and to me, yes, the progression suggests through even Elliott wave analysis, which I don't even use, but you know, there's people that are diehard for it, but like, you know, you have wave 1, you're going to have a wave 2, and then, like, this is your wave, you know, and you've got to move here somewhere to, I keep getting 137 up to about $139,000 BTC, you know, in that region. And that's the number that I just keep hitting for Bitcoin, about 138,865, 139K. And so, and again, hidden bullish divergence and the bounce off the 618 golden pocket has what I've been repeating over and over on this channel till I've been blue in the face on the long-term time frames. And this is why, like, yeah, we scalp. Yeah, we have fun. Yeah, I trade, you know. And, you know, we even have links out there if you'd like to use it and trade on different exchanges, right? But at the end of the day, for me, I'm still going to always be there to show you and guide you with technical analysis. And I'm always going to show you the TA that I believe is what could help you and guide you and give you an education that'll blow your mind for the rest of your life, right? So, like, we got this RSI, and you can see, you know, definitely pointing down. Even if you went from here to here, definitely pointing down. However you want to look at it, but definitely pointing to the downside. And then if you extended it, you can see that the price action's moving on, and that's just beautiful hidden bullish divergence. And it suggests that, you know, and you could almost see like a shoulder, a bit of some, maybe, you know, and we might just get a right shoulder here. It might, and like I was saying this before, it might just take some time. Bitcoin might consolidate into this pocket of time here before it starts to break out yet again. If it does that, look, it gives us even a bigger target because it extends the pole. And it heightens the breakout point of the pole. You know, you're talking 162K now, somewhere by November 24th, which is somebody I know's birthday. That's crazy, right? Interesting. So that's awesome. You know, so I see possibilities of beautifulness here for BTC in the horizon if we zoom out and we don't get too caught up in the small time frames. And that's what, you know, I'm here for you because we trade the small time frames. I get it. But you don't, you know, and I think people trade them and get really caught up in them. But you always, you know, and that's why twice a day on the channel or even in the trading group here with me, you're going to zoom out. You're going to take a deep breath. You're going to see what's happening in the bigger time frames. And it's going to give you a moment to just relax, realize that we're all right. And it's one day, one step, one moment at a time here for Bitcoin. And we are on the 94K, seems to be a strong reversal point here. The weekly looks interesting. Remember, the last time we had this same doji candle, we ended up having a huge move. Similar here, we wicked down. This wick was bigger than the last wick. Let's just see, did we take out the lower liquidity? So this one, we took out the lower liquidity because everyone thought it was bearish. See, it was a bear candle in it, and then they just wrapped it. I'm not saying that's happening, but it's interesting, right? Now, this time we didn't take out the lower liquidity. We're actually above it. You know, I thought it would be interesting that we would go below. You think it would just kind of dip, similar to what's happening now because there's strength, but wow, 94.4 for Bitcoin makes me want to kind of jump back in and see what's happening here. So we're starting to kind of respect the 200 a bit. You can see the 3-minute showing signs of like wanting to hang out here, play some ball. So you want to play ball, do you, on the 3-minute time frame? And you know, I got some, that's why I like too, you know, $40, $50, whatever it was, you got something to give. And also what this does for me, and not only am I scalping, but I'm psychologically solidifying that we are basically getting a move back up, because the small time frames, everyone doesn't realize, they laugh at them. They joke around. They're treacherous, and they are treacherous. You know, I don't suggest you sit here and trade small time frames with your life. Okay? What I'm doing is also just solidifying where we are on the bigger time frames. And remember, I was talking about it today in my trading group. There's different profiles for different times. Sometimes you trade bigger time frames, sometimes you trade smaller time frames. You see? And the ability to do both is, I think, is crucial, because you can see, like, if this ends up solidifying, it tells us that the daily candle is reversing. We lose this 200, we start to drop, then it tells us that no way, none of that is happening. And so this is reality. When you go on a 5-mile journey, you have to step out of your front door and go the first 100 feet. That's exactly how trades have to happen. They can't go and pump on 3-day pumps without having to begin to pump on the 1-minute reversal. You know, at one point you will see the reversal on small time frames that will bleed into a bigger time frame, and so on and so forth. And how to study that analytical scientific data over time can be done. And you can see that and fine-tune yourself to become a better trader by seeing the progression of time frames. And that's what I teach, and I think that's why it's so difficult to follow along with me sometimes. And that's why I kind of extrapolating all of my systems and data takes some time. That's why my students sit with me and work with me. But once I got you locked in, and once you really get what we call life or vision, it's over. Like, there's not a chart you can't begin to dissect. There's not a system you can't begin to see. You're locked in. And I've seen so many people lock in with my system. It's insane. The testimonials pour out, and the different types of people that I see around the world that find their way with me is absolutely amazing. So go to cryptolifer.com to find out more, or just keep coming back every day to the channel until you become a believer. All right? Because it's going to take some time, but one day you're going to see some magic here, and you're going to be like, but how, but who, but why? And the only way you're going to find out is if you keep coming back and learning with me. And then it's all going to make sense one day, and you're going to be like, well, that's how we did it. Okay? So here we are. And again, we always want to kind of get this ready. So it would be 95, 834, and the stop. And I'm not saying I'm taking the trade, but I'm getting it ready. 93, 928. You can see your risk, like 123 for 4, 95 for 445. That's a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio, right? And I do this all the time, so I'm waiting. You know, this could easily just start to dump and go down. Okay, I'm not saying this is a guaranteed move. I get, once this, even just 2 or 3 candle difference here will give me a confirmation. The old 3-minute time frame, eh? The tree. The kid, I saw him the other day. He was trading a tree minute. I tell you what, Johnny, I don't know what he was doing, but the kid was trading a tree minute. I know about the 1. I know about maybe even the 5. Hey, heck, the 15. But the tree? You ever seen someone trading a tree go? I never seen it. Trading a tree minute. Unbelievable. I tell you what, man, I think the kid is good over here. No, so, and then, you know, can we get all the way up to 95, 834 for BTC? Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Amen. It took me a few months of coming here every day to realize that this is where to be, and the group is where to be to learn from the best. Shout out to the Brother Jones Gaming. Yeah. Yeah, I keep coming back for more every day. It's addictive. Everybody plays the fool. It's so addicted to the... There's always something in everything. There was something in everything about you. There's something in everything about you. That's interesting too. Turboforming cup maybe ahead. Oh my god, man, this guy's out of his mind. BOOKMAP has more up now. It's also starting to sport a bit of a higher low here. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's still got this guy down here though, too. Let's see how this plays out. Watching this flag, we either lose the 200 and dump it out. It doesn't happen. We get this pump, we start to go sideways, and this thing lowers the 21 above the 200 MA here on the channel live. Like what you're seeing, get the education you deserve at CryptoLifer.com. Thank you for saying that. Sam is your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, so you might as well come straight to the source. Amen. I'm your favorite technical analyst's technical analyst. Come on in. Jump on into the live. Come one, come all. Jet lagged up. Drinking the caffeine. Met Mac this morning. He's the man, right? Shout out to Canelo meeting my man Mac. I knew season. I projected it into the future, and it happened like that. You guys would be fast friends, man. He's such a good dude. Both are lifers, man. You're both lifers, Marlon. You got the same, you know, I bring people together of the same frequency of all different walks of life. They just get along. You know what I'm saying? Watch a video from 5 years when you first started. What a difference in time. Shout out to James Myers. Sam, you've allowed me to tap into my subconscious through your positive programming, and I thank you. And I also have to give myself and all the lifers that come in here every day. And I also have to give my amen. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Best channel for TA and mental training. Shout out to Jay Bella in the house. Shout out to the 1,800 beautiful souls here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. And there's a chance that we get busy here. We get the pump of a lifetime. You never know. To make one of the coolest trades ever using the system. The system will tell me where to go, what to do, and how to do it. I just got to trust the charts. The charts will tell me when and how to perform. They'll tell me the time frames to do it in, and they'll tell me the probabilities of doing so. Okay? Let's take a look at the week ahead for May 4th through May 10th. What a beautiful, I love the first week of May. Special time to be alive. And again, yesterday was that, Cinco de Mayo. My dad's funeral. It's okay, beautiful day, man. Cinco de Mayo yesterday, my dad's funeral, what a day. And that's the day I got home. And he made sure I got home safe. You know, it's funny, right? Always seems to work out that way. It was like he was there the whole time. My pops, I was at Karate Combat. Shout out to Karate Combat. Shout out to Action Scott over there at Gen Zio. Guys are awesome. Some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. I got in there, put them on the thing, and then I said my dad's anniversary of my dad, and they put him on the big screen, put him up on the actual feed. And I mean, how could that, what are the odds of all that happening? So unbelievable. Just want to say thank you again for such a beautiful tribute to my family. What respect the crypto community has for its people and its community. I felt at home. Where else could that have ever happened? And where have I got closure from my dad like that in front of like tons of people that in a new city and a loving city. Dubai is just a loving city. The people that are so nice to you. So nice. So unemployment claims here. I don't know why that says, but unemployment claims coming at us here as well. Maybe just have to refresh because it's saying 10:30, and I know that just doesn't make any sense. That comes in at 8:30 in the morning. But it just must be thrown off. And then again, Friday at 8:30, we're going to have employment and change in unemployment rate in Canada. Just your red folders if you are trading those Forex pairs. Just the Canadian pairs, bringing it up there. So BTC battling the key levels here, and we'll know. Either we get this bounce and start to flag out, and we get a nice reversal. This will kind of show you how the reversal, the 3 to 5 minute are pretty strong. If you think about it. It takes a good time to form those candles, and they begin to kind of show a variance that could tell you some good high probability plays over. Then that's why the small time they're going to give you the quickest idea. We lose that 200 MA, we start to fall down, then you know that the shorts are more in control. we gain that, we start to flare up, then you know the Bulls are more in control. Wow, that must have been a special moment. It was one of the most special moments of my entire life. 100%. In Dubai, ringside at Karate Combat with the headphones on doing commentary. And they were like, let me see a picture of your dad there. Get that on up on the screen. And like, man, God bless those men over there. It gave me closure. It gave me solace. And it made me feel like my dad was alive, like in the ring. Like, you know what I mean? Like still pulling off some magic. Like he still somehow pulled off his magic. 2 years to the day he comes out. 2 years to the day. 2 years to the day. If that's not fascinating, I don't know what is. So and again, no even reason to cry, like to celebrate my father's life. You don't hear any tears in my eyes, right? Awesome dude who gave me awesome strength, which I'm passing on to you every single day through these charts and through just living and pushing ourselves and not letting anything get the best of us, knowing that tomorrow is our next beautiful day and every single day is an opportunity for us to grow and push ourselves to the limit. And we know we can do it no matter what. Bitcoin forming a turtle head. I always feel way more confident when I'm here on the live with the lifer. Happy I found you. Never going to leave you, brother. Thanks for all you do. Shout out to Matrix Mike. I love you, brother. Thank you for jumping on it. Fire right now. Beat into CME gaps. What's your thoughts on leverage tokens compared to perpetual? I don't know. You do what makes you happy, brother. Sam, your dad will always pull out the magic. I know. Isn't that crazy? Milligan's Travels. I love you, man. You guys, you people are awesome, man. So look at the 5-day chart. You know, a little sketchy with the 21 curving, but, you know, we could get a reversal. What I like to see is there's some good support here. Right there at about, 92.5. Suggests that we can hold that level. We'd be all right. The 3-day chart. Getting kind of tight. You want to see that flag out. Pull the 21 too. A little far from the 21-day moving average, You can only gap up so far. And then here we are on the daily time frame. And remember, like last night, we talked about how much it looked like that other chart we saw recently, right? And could we live a more cylinder our way on out of here? A broadening rising wedge is, a bit odd, I guess. Yeah, it's a little. I feel like I may be pushing it there. But that would give you this bounce, right? I would kind of seems like a chunky. A falling wedge back to the upside here. And every time you think it's over, it looks like they get this revival here on that 200 MA with the 21 getting closer and closer to price action. And honestly, I'm going to have to and so look how close the price action you could make these trades. And so it's 93 for 4 hundo, you see? And so I'm going to do it because I've done it many times. And this plays out, I'd say, more than 6 out of 10. Especially on a Tuesday, Wednesday. The only thing it is the sketchiness of Fed Day tomorrow. But let's see, baby. Let's go. I like this one here. And this is basically, I'm front running my signal slightly with the 21 haven't crossed yet. But price action is above it for multiple candles on the 3-minute time frame. Tells me the odds are getting further in my favor that I will win the trade. Doesn't mean I'm going to for sure, but it's getting closer and closer. Very closely. If you don't know how to execute, please don't ever do stuff like this, please. And don't trade leverage ever if you don't know what you're doing. Use demo for years. I just did spot for a long, long time. Okay. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's just one step at a time, I always say. So it's completely up to the individual. I use it for, basically to gain an edge. Like this can eventually turn this into some more and then use this to buy some altcoin. That's what I do. I use this to just basically turn $2,000 into $4,000 or $5,000 and take that money, put it into an altcoin. And I don't put a lot of pressure, step by step, little by little, and we go from there. This would be a beautiful trade up to the upside here on BitDNX. Okay. already in position, so not adding unless, you know. And if it's applicable to you, something you like, there's a link to BitDNX in the pinned comment up there if you want to jump on in. It's completely up to you. All right. So moving forward, we're going to watch this trade and we'll kind of give you the update as it happens. It's very, very high risk too as well. Okay? Extremely. Could easily just get a wick out and continue. Anything could happen here. And so one step at a time. Let's get back. So the bigger analysis is the daily could be getting a bounce. We could possibly double bottom here. It's almost like they grabbed the liquidity this morning, snatched as much as they could down to 93.4, and there's a chance. Could that have then, the false move Monday type of thing here? I do see the 50 coming for the 200 MA over time, which tells me that we should eventually be getting a bounce based on the moving averages alone. They kind of VWAP you. They kind of show you where we're going. Shout out to the 1,900 beautiful souls. We're going to get to 2,000 people here on the live. Everyone's just waking up. On the other side of the world, we have people from Dubai out here. It's 7 o'clock at night now. So shout out to my Dubai people watching. All the people I met in Dubai that are like, I watched the show, man. I'm like, awesome. The people in Germany, Thailand, and across the world that are called the Lifer Vision Aries. Lifer Vision Aries, man. Shout out to all my Lifer Visionaries with the Lifer Vision. We love each and every one of you. We appreciate all of the love and support. So, and it is, and again, to people who are just starting to trade, if I didn't have a handle on it, I would say I would not even trade until after Fed Day. Because there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of up and downs. And, you don't miss anything by clearing out. Like, there's going to be a lot of liquidations usually up until Fed Day. Because people bet on it either way. And you know what I mean? And there's a lot of high leverage on either side. And it creates a high volatile, extremely kind of violent situation. Violent, I mean, is this, price action goes up and down. Heavy volatility for BTC. So it's definitely something to watch. Oh, look, now they're getting kind of red day, right? See? Hunting for me now. Hunt for red October. No. Desperately need to bounce out the flag now. They got to bounce it. Now, isn't it less likely I was getting my nice little flag that started there? I'll protection too. And wow, what a nice, that's a great, I like where I'm at 93 too. Not risking too much. At the end of the day, it's $50 after the $40, so you're just like, what are you going to, I know not to go 10,000 for 100,000 right now, or, for 50,000 and lose 10 grand or 5,000, or even 2,000 for 8,000. There's no reason to lose a bunch of money right now. It's high volatile. All right. I want to see if we can take advantage of some short squeeze action on induction, but some fear. There's some good fear out here. And let's take a look at that fear and greed index. Back at 59, or they say now, hold on. Yeah, back at 59, it was 72. So, getting a nice little kind of pullback. And, this is the time to buy Bitcoin in these shaded regions, anywhere from here all the way down. And so when Bitcoin got to 74 at 84,000, it was a have to get, it was a have to buy. For me personally, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but for me, it was a must buy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Stop the late shorts and then dump this baby to the downside. Bang, bang, bang. Volatility is the name of the game. We go lower. I'm ready. Let's see what's happening. Can we get the bounce here? Oh no, not looking great. Doesn't feel comfortable trading right now. Deep chop. Yeah, I agree. Stop the late shorts and then dump it. Already in position, so no adding less. Not adding unless lows. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And now look, we lost the 200 MA, so now it's like, That's why I usually wait for the 21 to cross. See, so I front run my signal slightly. If you wait for the 21 to cross, you have even a more high probability. I can't watch. They're gonna get me now. Come on, baby. This is where it all counts. This is it all for the beans here. Can Sammy get the reversal that he's asking for? Can we get the clean move out of here? Battling these lows for a possible reversal here for BTC. If it happens right now at the intersection of the 21 with low stochastics for a boom. So I moved the charts because I was just energetic. But if it happens right now for a boom. Like, this is it. And I know you think I'm nuts, like, but first they doubt you, then they think you're insane, then they praise you. They're like, wow. If we could get the move here, it would be absolutely beautiful. That's when, you know, I get the cue. That's when you're supposed to pump it, whales. Bitcoin, do the thing over here. So we shall see. We're in this tight spot now. Tough trading here, just getting back from Dubai to getting settled in. And so rejection on the 7. Still waiting for the move. Doesn't look too bad here on the 1 hour. On both those CME, S&P futures, and the NASDAQ, they both look bullish to me. Slight bounce right now on the dollar. So it's given us a little bit of a, you know, you see how Bitcoin's directly reacting to this dollar move here. Very interesting. It's one of those, you know, dollar up, Bitcoin down type days, but the S&P and the NASDAQ aren't as affected. Quite interesting. Still don't, you know, I'm not like, I'm still looking for this to maybe possibly bear flag. I don't really see a reversal here. Seems the overall trend is not in the favor of the dollar continuing to the upside. Stochastics are somewhat low, though. We'll see. So, you know, we have exhausted some of the sell-off. That's all what that tells you. Don't want to end up back above like any of these key levels here. You know, that's how I look at it. So I'd be looking for this flag, a bear flag on the DXY, but that could even give sideways price action for Bitcoin as well. But we really would like to see that dump. And I'm just showing you guys, like, you know, I decided, you know, we'll probably have this up. We have the DXY, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and then BTC up here. And we have to get back to price action, just look here. So, and then we can, you know, monitor this trade. Look at it. We're still kind of battling this key level here. Insane if you really, and again, I'm scientific with it. I love watching. I've learned so much. See, most people tell you there's so much noise here, so they'll leave it alone. So they leave. It's almost like digging, right? Say this is archaeology. This is kind of crazy. This is going to bug you out. But maybe you guys agree. Maybe you don't. All right. But let me show you something. Like, so let's just say, and this is going to bug you out. And some people are not going to agree with this. And it's going to be somewhat philosophical, somewhat analytical. And look at this beautiful pump right now at 94,160. Like, we may just be getting on out of here. There's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. 94,000 is battling right now strong. Really, really strong. And 93.8, the 800s are strong. The 800s have given us some type of fight here. And shout out to the 2,000 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? All the way home from Dubai, safe of the plane. And we're back at it. No days off the entire stream. They came at us, you know, drop frames, you know what I mean? Up and down, price action. You name it. We stayed strong in Dubai. We stay strong with each and every one of you here and now. The lifers, man, worldwide. I realize we are worldwide. I mean, I always known that, but to be outside that far away from the globe and have people know who you were in a respectful manner, not because you know, you didn't go viral saying something, you know, it's just people that said, hey, I've learned from you. I've seen you. It's just, it's a very honorable and respectful feeling. And thank you to everybody out there around the globe. You're blessed. You're amazing. And we appreciate you all. Really, really do. Okay, so, you know, exciting times to be alive here for Bitcoin. So here we are with the possible reversal for Bitcoin as we kind of sit here in limbo. And only time will tell if we cash in on this move or not for BTC. And we talked about this fractal last night. We went over this, just kind of have this sitting there on the Bybit chart. We took it from an earlier time. We had basically a similar move. You know, very similar, almost exactly the exact same look. You know, and you had an inverted head and shoulder, an inverted head and shoulder. You know, very interesting times that resemble the last time as well. The divergence, then the lower head and shoulder. The divergence, then the lower head and shoulder. Again, I'm not saying it's guaranteed to happen or anything. It's just very, very interesting. 94,175 for Bitcoin, right? And shout out to the beautiful people here on the chat. Let's take a look at the chat and see how you're doing and see what's going on. And let's start a poll, all right? How many people, all right, own, I want to see how many people own SWI, all right? I want to see how many people own SWI here in the chat. All right, just check me out. I want to see, how many people here own SWI. I asked about Bitcoin recently, got a different reaction. I have a similar idea here, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, and so we want to see what's going on. So again, still kind of watching to see if we can get this movement out of this, what's called a bull flag now, slightly with low stochastics, touching the 21-day moving average. Here we go. And I can't watch. I want to just come back an hour later and see that it hit the target. I love those types of trades. So back to the daily. 21 crossing, you can see the moving averages are starting to tell a bit of a story. Same here with the 22-hour, very oversold, attempting a bit of a double bottom bounce here of some type. Showing signs of key support at about 94K, 93,800 for Bitcoin. And so we want to see if we can get a bounce here out of this estranged, you could even say a broadening falling wedge. Let's go to the 8-hour. Wow, what a wick off the 50 moving average there, the 50 period. And then here we are again on this 4-hour time frame. Wow, I can't even, it's like flat, right? Very odd. But still a broadening falling wedge. I still see oversold. I almost see, again, something that I see that really gets me going. And I know I see a cup and handle here on the 4-hour time frame. And I can't unsee this stuff when I see it, and people think I'm just out of my mind, and that's fine. I like to have a style that's just different than anyone else's on the internet. Why would you want to be like everybody else? If my TA was like everyone else's, then we'd be like everybody else, wouldn't we? Look at this, 94,197. We may just call the daily bottom here. So, man, I like this cup and handle here. Sell cup and handle on the RSI, on the stochastics RSI. And you never know. And possible double bottom here on the 4-hour. Could we get a reversal here? Back to the upside. You really just got to get above 94.8. You get above 94,800. It's all possible, folks. It's all possible. We get a reversal back, all the way back to where we want to go. So, 94,228 again. It's starting to pick up some steam. Who knows? We'll see. I've been battling the bottom now for the last hour and a half, really researching key levels and areas that I want to look at. I don't trust Ripple enough to hold it long term. Interesting. So far on the poll, we have 45%, 55 say no. How many people own SWI? Of 282 votes. Wow, a lot. That many people in 2 minutes. Really nice of you guys to participate in that. And wow, could we start to get this? You never know. There's a nice little pump there off the 200 MA. Been looking for a move like that could really get us through. And once you punch through the top of this 94.5, you're going to be good chance you start to really get a move here. Again, I don't want to jinx it. Let's just let it do its thing. Let me get back to my top-down analysis. So we're looking for this strange double bottom on the 4. Moving averages are getting tight. And the 4-hour, it is a little way for the 200, but that's showing signs that you can continue. You're in an uptrend, in my humble opinion. And the same how they're really tight here in the 1-hour. It gets over this bearish divvy, but let's get rid of all this we got a lot of lines and just remove them for a second. So yeah, just what we're looking for is a possible bounce here today on what looks like a broadening falling wedge. And they are somewhat bullish, and you can almost say like a fake to break out. It's trying to break out again here for the second time. And what's interesting is if it gets rejected and it doesn't make it out, you can already see there's a level right there, 92.3. and there's some liquidity, and there's, you know, so you could say that's probably a price you're going to go and then continue down to the high volume node. You know, and that's why, like, you know, I have to say 89, all that stuff is possibly on the table. There's a chance. You know, I saw this out of the corner of my eye, and like, it's shoulder, head, right shoulder. That, like, if we took that seriously and we made a line, I mean, that would be the neckline to the head, right? And that measured move takes you to about 89,700. So I'm not trying to be the bearer of bears news here. So if today, like, the reversal that I'm showing you doesn't play out and we start to lose the 200s and this just basically rolls over, you got to start seeing that the possibility is, you know, that it's not going to go exactly as it's always, as you think. It's anything is possible type of scenario here. And so one possibility is 89.7. People laugh at me. People don't like the fact that I can't give, like, you know, but what you got to do is trade what you see and go for it, right? I know anything is possible, but I trade a probability. Like today, I'm trading a known model, but I know anything is possible while I'm trading the model. That's not easy for people to understand when they haven't traded for a long period of time, because they want it to be in a selective, exact set manner every time, but it's not how trading works. So you go through it each time, and, you know, that's why I'm amazed. Like, I want to do buys. I wasn't BSing everybody. Like, you saw the gains. Like, there's no reason. And just the reward system of winning when you never know what's going to happen, to me, that's the best feeling in the world. And the only way you did it was through consistency. I always look back and I'm like, how though? And I say you just stayed consistent, and eventually it happened. Okay, shout out to everybody here on the live. Congrats, thank you. From Riga, thank you. Can you look at ZBCN again, please? From Nurki, thank you. And let's take a look at the fan funding. People are saying, what up? We got Underground Crypto. God bless the lifers. Let's go. Thank you so much for saying that. Welcome back to the States. Can you look at Crude Oil, CL, Crypto Plumber? Okay. And can you look at ZBCN? And then Nick DeBoer. Thank you. God bless everybody that sent a super chat. That will come back to you tenfold. You didn't have to give, but you did. And that's a big deal when you give like that. That means you have a heart of gold. You're amazing. And I really, really, really appreciate it. So yeah, crucial times. Like, we get this pump today and we get a reversal, or like things start to kind of grumble on down. So right now I'm going to show you the battle between the bulls and the bears in real time. And we're going to see what happens. We put our money where my mouth is, and we're going to see if we can win these trades, baby. 21 now is above the 200 MA and price action. I mean, that's my model. This wins more than it loses, so I took the trade. And I backtested it for years and played it out over and over again. We do this on multiple time frames: the daily, the weekly, the 8 hour, the 1 hour, the 1 minute. And, you know, we either progress it into a bigger time frame or a smaller time frame. Again, using the 200 MA, the low stochastics. You know, falling volume with falling price also suggests a possible reversal back to the upside for the buy pressure. Not every single time, but it starts to build a story. Still very treacherous trading. 90 for the 500, already made 40 on the clip. Again, we'll see where we go without all that. And so we kind of desperately need a reversal, or that head and shoulder could be playing out. What time frame is that on too? Like, so some interesting concepts today to go over, right? 7 minute here too. You want to get back above that 200 MA on that 7 minute. Well, look, we got these kind of cool little bull flags on the S&P and the NASDAQ. Looking for movement to the upside on both. Possible reversals today on the NASDAQ on a Tuesday. Yeah, anyway, so just some different looks to take a look at. But you can see, man, price action's pretty wacky tobacco right now, right? It's all over the place. Still making some good sense of it, of where we're likely going to go. Like, we dripped dried in there, got back inside the pattern. Yeah, so you can see, if we can't get out of this, if you can't break out of this right here, resistance, 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 it's diagonal resistance. If you can't break above that, you're likely to come back down. So if you can't get out of here, I'm going to start heading down here. Funny, it looks like Bitcoin may have been, that was the best it could do right there. Now you're back below the 200 MA again, struggling. And there are some times, I mean, this is Chop City today. Chop Suey, Chop City. Still got some previous support as resistance right here. Resistance. Could you get a bounce? Amazing how long this trade has been. Like, you thought I would have got stopped out or would have made a move by now. A lot of just sideways price action today, inducing shorts and longs, kind of just waiting to see who's going to show up to the table today. And you have to think there was a lot of liquidations last week with that massive pump to the upside. I think caught a lot of shorts off guard. And since more people were shorter, it took a lot of people out of the market. It's going to take them a week or two to kind of start to come back, open up positions. It's just always how it is. You know what I mean? They got wiped out. Some people are never going to come back, you know, or they got to be replaced by new blood. You know, it is what it is. Hey, you're never down and out until you get stopped out. There's a chance we still win these trades. You just never know. Open-minded and unemotional. You set your levels and you either get hit or you don't. And you go from there. Everyone, are you always busy? Do you travel a lot? Do you like to see the world? But do you still like to trade? Do you have positions open, but you're kind of figuring it out as you go? Okay. Sounds cool, right? Well, then I urge you to check out Minotaur, okay? Crypto trading, all right? And their systems, Minotaur crypto systems are amazing. And what happened to me is while I was traveling, Minotaur system was trading for me. I have it all set up, API, ready to rock, and it was doing awesome trades for me while I was out and about in Dubai, meeting people, eating, doing what I had to do. Hit the link here to Minotaur Trading Systems. Tell them Sammy sent you from the Crypto Lifer. Here's the landing page, and you can even schedule a free call right there, and they can tell you more about what's happening, how it works, and the different levels that you may want to kind of use it at. Find out more. I started using it very, very skeptical. I met them at Bitcoin Nashville. It's now been almost a year and things have really progressed and it's been a very interesting relationship. So find out more at MinotaurTradingSystems.io Crypto Lifer, right? And hit the link and you'll be able to schedule a call with the team. They'll explain way more than I can in this quick little update on Minotaur. And thank you so much for working for Minotaur. I do get a commission if you hit the link. They do not sponsor the channel, but I do get a commission if you hit the link. So find out more by hitting that link to Minotaur that I just posted right here. I just think it's beneficial. I couldn't believe what it's done for me. It's already turned over 1.3 Bitcoin now. And that's just an amazing thing to do when you're not always there watching it 24/7. Again, flirting with the idea that I may win this trade back above the 200 with the 21. And see, that's almost like, man, I should double down. It makes me want to double down. Like, beautiful. It'd be so sweet if I win one of my first trades back and just kind of lay the law of the land down so people can understand why I do what I do, see what I'm under, you know, see what I'm doing and be like, okay, all right. We got one pump already. You saw that really nice move at one point. Some of you may have taken advantage of that pump and paid yourself too. Here we go. Starting to look more lifer-like. Sammy, brother, you never cease to amaze me. Thank you again for the daily inspiration. You don't even know. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for being here. My man Jamal, from day one, has always been holding me down, been a great friend, been an awesome person in my life. All the lifers are. You've all brought such a high quality of life into my life, and I appreciate it more than you would ever know. And I thank you guys so much for every single thing that you've ever done and continue to do. Support from this community is how I'm able to get where I'm going and continue to move. And I just want to thank everybody for your love and constant support. Anyone that uses the link, anyone that supports me, thank you so much. So it's alt season, is it or is it not? People are stressing, what do I do? And there's still some altcoins that I want to discuss and look at. Still some things that I'd be paying attention to. All right. And then there's the staples that are just, you know, the yeses for me that are just like, that kind of have to movements. You know, we also see here, look at this. There's a bullish divergence here. Bit of an uptrend on the RSI. And bit of a downtrend here on price action. I mean, that's a nice divvy on the 1 hour time frame suggests that you can break the high of the divergence, means we can be crushing 95,000 later on today. So, hey, let there be light. Let this trade continue. It got very close, but now we're almost about to flip it. And that's how it breaks out. Let's see how this goes. 3-minute time frame starting to really show strength here to the upside on the possible reversal for Bitcoin. And these small time frames are how it builds. Okay. Thank you, Sam. You do more for us than you can ever thank us for. No. God bless you. Amazing, Sam. Shout out to Servando Estrada. And God bless everybody here on the live. Lunchtime should be fun. Shout out to Master Friend. We got the reaction off the 5-minute 21, baby. So far, let's see how it goes, though. You know, nothing's guaranteed. One step at a time. And we got the Gardenias of Gaia. Solid green climb begins. Let's hope. Donnie Freeman. Put the lime green in the coconut and shake it all about. That's what it's all about. Put the lemon in the water, my man. All going bags looking, ooh, yeah. Hey, Sam, hope you're good, brother. I'm learning so much from you, man. Making gains. Thank you for everything. Hey, God bless everyone here on the live. Jumping on in from all across the world and wherever you are. Let's keep those likes up to the watchers. Let's keep the energy high. Let's go. We're not done yet. We have a bunch more to cover, a lot to talk about, and even some things that I want to discuss that you may never even thought. All right. So pump it live for you, pump it, man. Hey, thank you for all the help. After 3 years, I'm profitable and I'm better than 99. Hey, it took me some time, a long time, to really get a grasp of my trading and really handle the day-to-day too, especially day trading in and out on a constant basis, right? So remember, it's not over yet. This definitely could be kind of a shoulder, kind of head. You know, I'm not putting it past that we could be dumping here. All right, I'm open-minded at all times that anything is possible when I'm trading. Yeah, but you're in a long, Sam. Exactly. I have a model that I play. Doesn't mean I know what's going to happen. It means I've back-tested a model that plays out more than it doesn't. That's all. It doesn't make me a genius when I win. It doesn't make me a loser when I lose. Don't hate on me when I lose. Don't call me the greatest thing since sliced bread just because I win a couple trades. Everything is just a slice of data set in my timing. You know, if you come here every day, you're going to see me open and lose trade. You know, there's going to see a long tenure of trading with me and just hang out over time. I love your work, Sam. I came from the education, but stay for the incredible vibes. Love and positivity. Much love from Australia, as always. Shout out to Dean. We love you, man. God bless you, brother. Show us your 30-day. Let's go. You don't know what you're doing. God bless you all. We love you all. Bless you all. Thank you. Sam, super action, man. Thank you. Not for the faint of the heart. Hey, man, I'm down 35 on 91. Just started trading. You should demo trade if that's how you're beginning, though. Just like one step at a time, man. Like, this is a nice demo trade to begin right here. And there's demo trading on weeks, demo trading on MEXC. Jump on it today to find out more about demo trading. I think it's a crucial part of trading is the demo trade. Follow me at X, at CryptoLifer33. Just see some behind the scenes of what happened hanging out with Salt Bay. You know what I mean? As he sprinkled the salt to the best steak of the game. I mean, he cuts the steak. Look how he's doing it. He's cutting that filet like you've never seen. The golden steak. That meat was just, my mouth is watering right now. Jump back to the charts, but bang. So 9, wow, we're getting the pumpage again. And so you're telling me there's a chance. I mean, that 200 MA is a amazing signal for possible movement on these bots. The bots start to eat it up. If the bots eat it up, they start to maintain we start to get the move. Hey, Sammy, can you check gold, please? Let's take a look at gold. Gold looks like it's going to have, we're looking for the S&P and the NASDAQ to get a bit of a pump. We're looking for the DXY to kind of meander here and make a bear flag. And we're looking for Bitcoin to pump too. So right now we're looking for a pump on all risk-on assets. They're about to wreck shorts, it says to me, and go all the way to 95K. We're about to make a nice little bank here on the trade. What do I know, though? I've only been doing this every day for years, so I probably have no idea what I'm talking about, right? Probably makes no sense. Probably have no clue what I'm talking about. All right. Demo is the way it helps you train your mind to stay on even keel for when you trade real. Yeah, I people that say, oh, but it doesn't matter. I was at Salt in Vegas, loved it. Had the butter table saw. Oh man, it's so good. I'm definitely looking for it. Yep. Did someone say steak? Delicious. Oh my god, the best ever. The best ever, bro. Like, it was, I'm still sitting here in just complete shock. I'm being honest. Like, I can't, I feel like I have to have steak today. I'm just like fiending for steak right now. I'm like, oh man. Hey Sam, could you take a look at ETH, please? Yeah, 5 minutes broke to 2 May. I like what we're seeing here, man. I like what we're seeing. And this is starting to get that movement that we're looking for. And everything kind of falling our way. I'm staying on my 3 minute. I'm just staying in the pocket of time I've been in here. Just kind of horse blinders on, staying in the moment. Can you check virtual, please? We will there. Shout out to Davis Vargas. We love you, man. And we appreciate you. Sending a super chat for TAs and deep dives, though, everybody. Okay, so I can really stay on track. So I gave you the fractal. We talked about all sorts of stuff today. We broke down on many different things, right? We're starting to actually see the highest price action we've seen since about, I don't know, a half an hour to an hour ago. Is it sustainable? We gone over the fact that the CME gap, the CME watch tool, probably not going to get a rate hike tomorrow. You never know, 3% creeping in, but this has been right 90% of the time, 100% of the time almost. So I've rarely seen this say 99 and it hasn't happened, or 96. So again, I'm sure anything is possible. I'm open-minded, but it just looks unlikely to me. So we got over fractal magic. We talked about a lot. It's been fun. I've had a great time with the stream already. It's only 11:21. We got some time to hang out, and we've been live trading the whole time too, battling the charts and having fun, putting our money where my mouth is, and just kind of looking around. And I can't wait to see if we can make the gains. Post a fat gain later on to the trading group with like 500, and so we can bank that. We can bank those profits. And that's what would be nice. Bank that coin. Oil, baby. Crude oil futures. Is that like what we're looking at? So the first thing you're going to do is look at now it should look something like, almost like the dollar, right? I mean, if people get into oil when the markets, and then they sell them oil off. So, I mean, it's getting oversold on the weekly, suggesting that it's getting to a lower range. It's getting to a discount on the bigger time frame, right? What is Master Friend discount and premium? It just means overbought, oversold, right? When the stochastics start getting down here, you're headed to the discount. When the stochastics up here, you're basically in the premium. No one wants to buy premium prices for anything. Everyone wants to buy a discount. Even if you were the richest man in the world, why would you want to overpay for anything? Unless you knew it went to service and you really wanted to benefit the work. Someone you're like, you know what, they're the best. But that's a completely different story. That's a tip you can do anytime you want. This is about value. And so look, you're looking for a possible bounce here too. And look, could we be getting this? A shoulder ahead, a right shoulder to the upside for Bitcoin. Let's kind of begin to layer in the support regions and see where we're at. And take a really good look. The bounce out of this falling wedge back to the upside. Could we get a resistance there at 7.855? Very possible, but we're looking for this inverted head and shoulder and a bounce here to the upside on oil. So oil, to me, long term, I really wouldn't want to look too deep into it, the smaller time frames, but even the daily is suggesting a bit of a bounce, and you got bullish divergence on oil. So oil says yes. A bounce. If you put MC on, that would show you what you're looking for. So you can get this move here. Again, you're going to be dealing with your next resistance. The major one is 64. 64 a barrel over here. Give me a couple barrels of your best. I know I can flip it over here, Charlie. I know I can flip it. So yeah. Oil looks nice. It's going to have, and then that's also your inverted. You have to remember, everything moves the same in all trading. It's there's no different, and then you're looking for the cup and the handle, and then that will explode. And then you're looking also for a Fibonacci reversal to this, and it's all going to be there. Very similar ideas to everything you trade. Crucial times for Bitcoin. Can we get away with the trade as we continue to battle the zone here for BTC? So far, the breakout looks imminent for us. We may have made the worst, we may have gotten through the worst. Did we finally call a absolute reversal? And people come to this channel because they see red candles. They have no idea what's happening. And they see, it's going up and down on the 1 hour. And you got to know how to zoom into the small time frames to understand and decipher the sauce. It's not noise. It actually puts you at ease when you see what's happening. People come to this channel now not because the small time frames noise, because they actually can get a handle of what's happening and learn. And then they learn what you replicate on the small time frames is bled into the bigger time frames, and this becomes a clinic that we teach day in and day out here over and over again. And this is the beauty of the channel. That's why people are like, oh, this isn't something I've ever seen before. Exactly. Once you start understanding what's happening on the Get the Sauce, and you become a light, and that's what becoming a lifer is. It takes a second. That's why it's a brand you have to earn to be a part of. No one wants a brand that you could just, you know, the family has to bring you in through learning and discipline. But once you have it, you know, becoming a lifer is just a way of life. It's not even just a trading group. It's a way of life. It really is a way of life. It's a way of life of abundant thought process, constant bringing in what you know you can, because you are the light source. You are the energy in your life. You can attract anything you put your mind to back into your life. It takes a lot of strength and discipline to use your mental energy to attract what you know you truly desire and deserve. But that's what we're all working for. Once you master that, it's kind of, there's no going backwards. You just keep going forward to the day you pass. And then you leave in a massive amount for whoever and wherever. Here's billions of dollars to do whatever with, because you know God's going to bless you with abundance, so it's going to come to you now. And it's not even about material wealth at this point. It's about the fact that your soul's going to die with a large amount of resources given to a large group of things that you believe is going to be great. So people can, you know, people who build wings, people who do all this different stuff, they leave their money for something bigger than themselves. I think that's the point. And that's, you know, legacy is just basically knowing that you're going to be so abundant. You could even, it's not about the material things you acquire on this life. It's about being able to actually leave things when you're gone for even more people to build and learn. Maybe some builds like a space station with your money, and, you know, it saves the human race and gets you somewhere else, whatever it may be, you know. But the contributions become so large that the frequency becomes so high, you don't want to stop. And again, so far, this trade was made on BitNX with the system. Let's see if it could continue to move here. And you can learn my trading system by watching every single day here on the channel and coming to the live stream and going to cryptolifer.com to join. All right. My name's Sam Price. Thank you for jumping on in. And you know, Solana is pumping, baby. Hey, you know, you're going to see a move with Bitcoin. Again, though, just be careful. Let's start off by taking a look at Solana. And so I've been watching this here, and I'm just going to watch this on the daily time frame. It could even dolphin dip there and try to get, you know, there's a chance that this becomes the limit order region. Last little stomp hunt before they take it on out, too. I'm always wary of those limit orders getting, you know, taken out. That's why this area may be the, you know, again, I don't know. I can't tell you what to do. But 125, 129, maybe a key area of, you know, to keep that stop below. Sammy, where might we be looking for a possible short, please? A possible short, you know. Shout out to everybody here on the live. And then I see a huge super chat from one of my brothers from another. CryptoFace. He threw a $100 super chat. Said, Sammy, Cup and Handy, good morning, brother. How was Dubai? It was unbelievable. It was probably like, I felt like an international jet setter, man. On another level. I really did. And it was amazing. It was a futuristic city that looked like Tron. And it was unbelievable. And futuristic stuff was happening every 5 seconds all the time. And thank you so much for the $100 super chat. I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. And God bless everybody out here hanging out on the live. And thank you so much for constant support. And I'll see you hopefully in Vegas not too long from now. So God bless you, brother. And hopefully we can sit down and eat some steaks together. Have some fun like we always do. I'm only going to be there, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, and I'm out Saturday, just to in and out. I fly in Wednesday night, I fly out Saturday. So I got so much going on here on the East Coast. But blessings on blessings. And now a flight like that's so simple to me. I used to try even the 3 hour, but after 2 14-hour flights, I was in a plane for 28 hours. Can you believe that last week? I was in a plane for 28 hours of my life last week. I just find that even a little more, almost 30 hours. 29 hours in a plane. You know, considering the runway, the taxiing, no, basically 30 hours, considering all, yeah. Because once you get ready in your seat and all that, yeah. So I was in a plane for 30 hours last week. I find that absolutely, you tell me a guy with ADHD that could barely move, wiggling on around, and I thought I was never going to make it. And they do. I have to be honest, shout out to Emirates. You made it so a guy like me could fly. And, you know, the stewardess is so nice. Everyone was super just accommodating. It was the best service I've ever had in my life. I'm not trying to be rude to anyone. I'm just saying I was afraid to fly. You know, I really don't like to fly. It creeps me out. I don't think I can handle it. But honestly, now I'll fly anywhere. I can fly around the world now because 14 hours is basically some of the longest flights, right? And so now I feel like I can fly anywhere. And so they helped me get through that. So, yeah. Let's take a look at ZBCN and XMR. But, you know, so far, so good. We may have caught this beautiful reversal for Bitcoin. And, you know, there is the signal there, and that's why I use it. It's so amazing. Now, if you took any one, you know, of the possible entries there, you could be in the money already for Sheezy. And let's see if this can continue further to the upside, baby. As we're on our first trades back in the States. And blessings on blessings to everybody out here. Thank you for jumping on in. All right. That's the real character development. Amen. Thank you. And we want to develop amazing people here on the channel, not just amazing traders. Because once you get rich and got money, your contribution to society is important. And I want to raise people that get rich and do it in the right way, honorably. I don't want to raise a bunch of rich snobs. We made money on crypto walking around. Because I believe we're all, and my humble, truly believe we're all going to get very loaded. That's my belief. All right. And honestly, I think my product is so good that I'm doing you a disservice not to sell it to you. I believe my product is so good, I'm doing you a disservice not to sell it to you. Jump on into the trading group today to just, you know, find out more, find out why. People are changing their lives every single day. So look at this pump, and there's bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame too. And there's a chance we found our daily bottom here. There really is a chance, as crazy as this sounds. But look at that shoulder head. Right? This could be the end or the beginning. They got us on this. That's why that's where you want to make the biggest trades, because when it could be either way, you can get the massive short squeeze. And again, a lot of people don't trade the divergences properly. That is a strong divergence. And, you know, it very well may butter our bread here. And look at how lack of bearish momentum in the MACD, which means the MACD is about to turn with, you know, look at that. We go over that, you know, RSI breaking above the medium line and a bullish divergence. And then the stochastics RSI showing signs of life too as well. So again, who knows? Anything is possible. And it's been a battle all morning and we haven't won yet. But we'll take it one step, one moment at a time here for Bitcoin. Second, we get that stop loss to break even, we will. We can kind of clear this level and start to move up. That's when I will begin to do that, because we can have another layer to keep ourselves from getting hit off with support and resistance. Always using support and resistance all the time. Constantly. All right. 15-minute tapping the 200 MA. So here we are at 94,005. 94.5 is a famous radio station in Boston. And $94,500 Bitcoin is just a key level to think. And psychological too as well. So for the 15-minute, someone said it's tapping the 200 MA. Look at that. It's exactly what's happening. So now, either get above it and pull the 21, which is what we're looking for. You get above this and pull the 21, we'll get a massive move here. But then again, you're going to have to come back to the 21 somewhere, but hopefully it could be up here. So big move right here. Someone who just pointed that out is an awesome lifer. So here we go. This is huge. We get a candle to close in the 15-minute above this yellow line. The movement can be explosive. Again, why, Sam? How do you know? A lot of things I don't question. I just know that they happen at this point. And as crazy as that sounds, I just know that it's likely gonna happen. Why? Because I just back tested it for years. Look at this, 589 now. It's starting to grow. And now we flip from here to see the little flag here starting to pump too. And now you can see we're kind of starting to take control of the trade. All right, one step at a time here, folks, until we can get that stop loss to break even. We're just taking it easy. We're just taking it easy. This is live trading at its best. I want you honed in. I want you watching. We're not talking about life. We're not talking. This is it right here. This is what you come for. This is what made the channel. This is what gets you cooking. 200 MAs, 21-day moving averages, watching price action, calling the movement as it happens, showing you how green candles are formed before they even form. Running clinics here in circles on Bitcoin trading and getting it done. and putting our money where our mouth is and cleaning up. Let's see if we can continue to get this move. It would be awesome if we actually get the price action follow through all the way back to 95.8. We flip back to the long-term idea. We told you when we got above that yellow line there would be an explosive move. How did we know that? Then there was an explosive move. A little more unsustainable the further we get for the 21-day moving average, the more I start to question this move. Okay, 650 now. Getting strong. Shout out to anyone that was able to get in right at that perfect time there, about 94.100. And now we're getting we're starting to cook a little bit here. And now a bit of a liquidation. You can see the flag starting to form on the smaller time frame, like a bit of a bull flag on the smaller time frame. This may continue to rip here to the upside for Bitcoin. Right? 5-minute, check it out for your Model 21 crossing. Boom, boom, boom. Amen. Shout out to all the people that just received a beautiful gift, man. God bless you all. Thank you so much. All right. Where should I put my take profit on Bitcoin? I can't tell you what to do. You got to figure out that all yourself. I don't know how much you're in for, what you're doing, where you're at, what your portfolio is like. Those are personal questions for personal people. You know, for your own self. You know, you have a talk with yourself. You as the trader with me. You know, me and myself and I. So I don't answer those questions. It's up to you, my friends. And look, there's resistance there. If you're in a heavy scalp, for me, if I was in a heavy scalp, that's a great place to take some profits. It's at resistance. You're away for the 21 on those other time frames. You know. But I've been battling it all day. I'm going for gusto. You know. Let's flatten these shorts all the way to 95,800. It looks like we're continuing to get this move. And you come here for the sauce. You come here for what looks unlikely to happen. And then we twist it. You see it and you're just like, I can't believe it. This channel amazes me every single time I hit it. Every single time I show up. It's absolutely unreal. Superchat, ZBCN, and XMR. Yep. Put your take profit somewhere above your... Exactly, I like that. Make sure you pay yourself. Exactly. Pay the traitor. Sammy, check the 5-minute for your model with the 21. Yeah, no need because we're on the 3-minute. Yep. A little far for the 21 though, but still doing its thing. And we're just going to hang out and see what happens here for the next few hours on this trade. We may have caught our daily bottom. We're just going to let it cook. We're going to let it cook. We can get that 21 to keep cooking. We can shave the stop loss now with the 200. You just keep moving the stop loss with the 200. So now you can lose only 60 for the 600. You know what I mean? Like, really, and we move that up a little bit. Yeah, 60 for 600 if we can. 475. We're going to have to go even higher, but we'll go. And now, wow, 679 on the stop. This thing is starting to move pretty. And see, I used the 3-minute here today. Crossing, you know, there it is right there. And it's cool how, like, I do, you know, you can say whatever you want. People can say small time frame, shruggery, wuggery, whatever you want. Shruggery, ruggery. Whatever you're looking at, whatever you think. All I can do is show you the models that I know about over and over again, playing out time and time again, no matter what. All right. Thank you for leading me to the one channel that changed my life and brought me to these amazing high frequency people. Shout out to Joe Crypto Bravo. We love you, man. Yeah. Shout out to Milligan's Travels. Shout out to you, my friend. Local Daily Wave. Amen, you know. And again, now the shorts are starting to come in, and now we got to squeeze up to 95,000. Look, you see? We got some liquidity up there now. And 94.8, the stepping stones. 94.5, 94.8, 95K. Okay, now we're at 94,650, 98,000 ain't far away. And we're on our way. Thank you for, yeah, God bless you, man. Thank you. Shout out for the Atlantic Ocean. Amen. Wherever you be, bro. Shout out to all my awesome people. Up to 1,000 likes coming. Chat revenue 125. We're ripping, doing damage. And it's another beautiful day here on the channel. You gotta love being back with the lifer in the home studio. S&P 7 ripping. And we're just doing what we gotta do to survive every single day. So Trump coin, you know, it's funny. There must have been, yeah, I saw it. No, I was like, that didn't make sense. I thought I had a 15 earlier today. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, Turbo up 20%, kind of the leader there. ACH, ARPA tends to pump when I see Bitcoin dump. I don't know why. Not amazing, but I've seen it happen. So virtual, only thing really holding this down, 151 and up 5%. Caspa at 9 cents is pretty respectable considering what's been going on. And Hyperliquid coins, the only coins that I think are considered touching, I do like virtual because it's an ecosystem. Hyperliquid back to 20 is strong. I don't see why I can't get to 40, 50 again at one point. And, Pancake Swap ain't bad either, but really, Ondo, Virtuals, and Hyperliquid to me. Ondo, Virtual, Hyperliquid, Solana, and Sui and Say are the only things that I would be like heavily looking into. POPCAT's holding its own pretty nicely too still at 38. Let's take a look at POPCAT and see what's happening. Once the market does rip, Sol rips, POPCAT rips. POPCAT could be following the play with Bitcoin here. So let's take a look. And I'm swing trading a chunk. I want to see this thing on the daily time frame. It's in a beautiful bull flag. And nothing is guaranteed, but that pump back to the 200 MA. And what a nice SR flip. So I'm just watching this flag, looking for POPCAT to do damage. And again, when it happens, no one's going to be paying attention. It's just going to be like, whoa, what, and then a few weeks later, you're like, oh, look, we're POPCAT 70. And everyone's like, dang, I could have made, But the patience is so much. Everyone thinks money is so much faster than it is in crypto. And it really takes a lot longer than they realize. No, seriously, because so many people have stories of fast money and they've seen all these wallets and, but a lot of this manipulative, a lot of our communities that were taking advantage, there's a lot of things that are kind of smoke and mirrors behind the scenes. I'm not saying there aren't some big hits. There were. Some people did some amazing things. Shibtoshi made billions of dollars on Shibcoin. He got in early. It happens. I got into cake. People did all sorts of crazy things. I found different, all sorts of different opportunities. I'm still in Cardano from when it was 2 cents. We'll see where that goes over time, but could turn into a really big story, right? Especially when you trade on spot. Shout out to Donnie Freeman. So ridiculous. XRP, ZBCN, and XMR. Sammy, can you check? Cardano. So POPCAT looks interesting to me. I do have a position. I will disclose that. So again, it's up to you. You do whatever makes you happy. I'm swing trading it right now. It's been strong compared to the rest of the market. Everything else has been sketchy. Look at that beautiful bull flag. And again, it could dump. It's high risk. So you do what makes you happy. I'm not, I'm just being honest with you. Because I'm not in a lot of swing trades. I have my long-term holds in alts right now. But this is something I literally just entered in the last, even before I went to Dubai, I forgot I even was in it. I came home and realized, oh yeah, I still got my POPCAT position. And I'm just going on, tokenmetrics, my OTA, and it's all kind of looking right. So ton is still kind of doing some type of Adam and Eve double bottom. I could see this thing back at $6 when the market really starts to rip again and it's sitting at 3. Again, it's up to you. That's something long term that I'd be watching for a bit here. XRP, as we asked, the super chat comes on in there. And who was the person that asked about XRP? We have XRP from Luke Cohen. Sammy, quick T on XRP. You are the go. Thank you so much. Very nice of you. I'm going to like that. Hit the thumbs up and hit that love button on the like for love button. Blessings for you, brother. Can you do Neural? We'll take a look at Neural too from Ivan Rook. Shout out to George Winged, Monero. Heading higher. Thank you, Sam. Could you take a glance at Sol if you get a chance? I looked at Sol, that company handle in the bigger time frame. It's really how we're going to leave it there. All right, so let's break down XRP. For me, I feel like, could it be in this, I guess that could have to be the channel. I just see if it can hold that down, but that's a bit sketchy, right? I can't, it's really supportive resistance, and it's really, we're all eyes on Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulls this off here, and we'll get back to Bitcoin in a second. I know you guys are hyperventilating. You haven't seen the price of Bitcoin in a second. What's up with that trade? We just got rejected by 94,668. Now we want this to play out flatlined here. Want to keep watching continuation patterns and not make reversals. Okay. That's the key. So XRP, if Bitcoin moves out, XRP will save the day. And it'll bounce and will wreck the shorts. If Bitcoin has some trouble, I mean, you'd have to concede that this is a bear flag. You're going to drop all the way back down here. 156, 148. I'm open-minded that both things are possible. We're going to look at total 3 in a second too to kind of give the bigger picture of what's happening onto all the altcoins, including Bitcoin, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. You want to see what the altcoins are doing in total 3. It's going to be key, but I'll be honest, this is at the whim of Bitcoin. I have to be honest. I know you just want to trade XRP free, but that's not how it's going to work out. Bitcoin dumps, this will dump. Bitcoin pumps, XRP will pump. They're just too correlated at this point. Sam, I followed you for 2 years. Your energy and positivity inspired me to be a crypto lifer. Thank you for all you do. We love you. God bless you and your family. Felipe Magulas. Man, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much, Felipe. And may you have a wonderful day. And I hope becoming a crypto lifer changes your life forever. And I know it will. I know it will. God bless you. Let's look at that Neural AI, which is Neural. N-E-U, not N-U-E there, buddy. There you go. I'm talking to myself, right? And I'll just look at it on a deck screener. It's just easier to see. What do they ever do to that house? And interesting, that house is showing signs of strength as far as like, that's positive market structure. And again, if my whole life I only buy and wait for the coins and assets that I'd like to buy, after they dump down to the 618 golden pocket 786, and I never chase pumps, then the odds are great that I'm going to get the discount and not the premium. We don't have to chase the premium. There's no reason to do that. Okay? In the discounts near the 786 fib, anywhere between, in my humble opinion, even the 786 and the 618 are the better entries. It's got a $50 million market cap, 1.8 liquidity, and it's got more of a buzz than most coins. So I've been hearing about it through the grapevine, but just be careful though. I don't own any of it at all. I just want to make that clear. I have no association. I just it popped up. I remember it was one of the coins that I've been looking at, and it happened to be there. So let's take a look at NEURAL or Neural. And we first bought Neural somewhere like $6 and $7. It's back at 3 beans. Great project though, still like the team, still like what they're doing, have people in that Discord that talk to them all the time. So it's like, it's a good family of people. And I believe it really is going to be a use case project when things start to move to help people make like 3D, parts of their games and things like that. Like it could become infrastructure. And so it has a place as we start to kind of move forward with Web3. And if we get a bull run, I don't see why it can't get to its all-time high and maybe even to the $30 region. And it's in at $3. So I see a possible 10x. Again, I own it. So I may be a little more obviously bullish on it than I should be because, I own the thing. And, I'm just saying psychologically, there's probably a lean towards things you like and you own, let's be honest. But, someone asked about it and there's a chance. Now, again, it's very low and it's got to get back above previous highs. And, there's some concerns, of course, that it never gets back to its all-time highs. But I'm willing to believe in it and keep the conviction. And if we have the bull run of bull runs, it will come back likely, hopefully, to places above where, we first looked at it. Sam, my fault. Thank you. Sam, do you think Matic will make a comeback if ETH takes off? I think so, but ETH is also kind of dwindling around. So Matic will always kind of have to take that beat down. And then if the team that left Matic made Avail and that Avail's out there now too, and that kind of is like, does Avail take market share from Matic now? And what's that all about? And why? And why do we have to kind of even deal with that type of controversy when it comes to what's happening? Many days they called the bottom and Master Firm was like, you got it. And it was that Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're just going to sit pretty on this move here. And it could be a really nice, you could even make it like this and say that's the rising wedge. And we could really get busy here. And then break out on some big stuff. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? Oh, yeah. So, wow, we entered the trade, and so far the trade has been solid the entire time for most of the stream. I'd say, 60% of the stream we've been in the long, and the long's been green. And I'm using my tried and true strategies, and they're holding me down on my first real full-blown stream back in the States on our real time, hitting it. Shout out to the 777 likes here, the 1,800 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for everybody jumping on in on this beautiful, I believe it's a Tuesday. Blessings on blessings for everyone out here. And may God bless you for jumping on in. We appreciate you. And we thank you. So yeah. And now we can kind of see what's happening to these altcoins too as we continue to go through these different setups and ideas. And so virtual is looking interesting. Hyperliquid's looking interesting. Let's take a look at both of those. While the dollar getting a little bit of bounce with everything else, I can see Bitcoin back above the 200 MA on that 7 minuto. Oh, and let's do ZBCN and XMR. Thank you for the super chats and everyone jumping in, participating in this market. Wow, so this thing's been moving. Ever since we kind of even had that falling wedge, it did move. Even put it in this flag suggesting it could continue, and it did. Wow. And now it's in another kind of bull flag here. You know, if Bitcoin takes off, this thing looks like it's going to continue. And it has some head and shoulder vibing, but then it's like looking bullish again. It's almost like making that move before Bitcoin does, almost foreshadowing a Bitcoin move. That's interesting. I've seen this every once in a while. There's a coin that almost like does what the whole market's going to do before it does it. Look at oversold. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing bounces. Again, very small coin with the 2 zeros, which also makes crypto so alluring, right? Because like you buy things that are well below pennies. But ZBCN, that's interesting. It looks like it wants to push to the upside for sure. Look at the stochastics looking nice. RSI, even the MACD, all in alignment. This thing could want it. This could get busy. Did have much of it's on an uptrend too. Thank you for that. Can you follow PUNDIX? It doesn't look too good. Never really liked that, you know. And we took a glance at Soul. Thank you. God bless the lifers. Let's go. Thank you, Underground Crypto. Can you follow on PUNDIX? Come at eTix off. Yep. Neural AI, XRP, XMR. Yeah. Had that pump for that whatever reason the other day, right? People talked about it. Wow, now extremely sideways. I mean, that's sideways tells a story. You know, it doesn't move a lot though. Anything can happen at any moment. But yeah, sideways tells a story. And you'd say, hey, 344 is coming for XMR. Back to 270. It has held its gains for years. Like it was 240, 250 years ago, and it still is now. So again, I put some XMR on what's like, I downloaded the whole wallet and I had it linked to, you know, I had it linked to my my ledger, and I did lose, you know, years ago. I lost access to it through the ledger. Like someone may help me with it one day, but yeah, and I have no idea where that Monero is. Lost forever, man. I think it was 12 Monero, right? So that would be like what, $3,600 right now. Lost in space. Everyone has a story like that in crypto. That's the thing. So there's always going to be lost crypto for years. And the more people come into the space, the more lost crypto. We'd like that not to be the case though. And I think there's a chance we could do that. Yeah, so here's the thing. We said PUNDIX, if it goes sideways, you may want to trade it if it gets in there. Kind of went sideways, but when it never goes back to the top of the pattern, that's a little sketchy. And it kind of even made like a symmetrical triangle, and they mainly dumped to the downside, right? So you didn't kind of get up into that green area. You didn't really, and then yeah, I think this coin's horrible. I would never trade it or touch it. Someone asked us about it, and I probably just, you know, but yeah, I've never been, you know, PUNDIX is old, washed out. And, you know, God bless the team and everyone. I'm not trying to be rude. But for me, you know, can I say I don't trade it? Like, without being rude, it's not for me. It might be for somebody else. It's not for me, though. PUNDIX is not for me. I'm not trying to be rude at all. It's just not. Let's take a look at total 3 here in cryptocurrency. And we're going to break this down on the bigger time frames. So total 3 is the market cap of all of the cryptos excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And, you know, this is basically altcoin season or not. Like, are we going to get an altcoin move? And so what we're really looking for here is consolidation yet again. And without lacking without losing key areas. So again, looking kind of sketchy on these altcoins. You know, is there a chance that we just never get altcoin season? To me, look, shoulder. So this is it here. The next 2-3 weeks tell a story. Shoulder, head, and they, you know, honestly, they have sell and may go away. So why would they just not let that pass up? So of course they're going to make it look likely. I would say, why would you let go of that narrative if you had everyone saying it, or most people emotionally detached and saying it, or mostly attached to that idea, right? Detached from the reality. And so I could see a couple more weeks of some pullback for these altcoins that would give that induction. Also, if you give good, great prices. Now, to me, it's about long-term accumulation, and that isn't in a general uptrend. Now, if we lose this level, it could be a bump and run too, though. What if altcoins are taking a hit somewhere to lower areas? You know, what if Bitcoin, you know, we never know. Black swan, anything could happen in the world, everyone. Like, I want people to realize that. Everyone thinks it's always going to be perfect one way or the other. We always have to trade as if unpredictable things could be happening at any moment. So right there, though, but we are oversold on the weekly. Everything's starting to come together for a movement. You see? Everything's starting to come together for movement, but we need confirmation. 3-day chart starting to look pretty nice too. And then they're going to come together like so. And so really what we got to see now on total 3 is really saving grace types of moments here. Where this gets tight, this just starts to dump down, or we make shoulder, head, right shoulder, then we know we're in trouble for the altcoins. You know, and again, for the next 6 to 9 days, we're going to really have to be honing in on this key area. That's why these bigger time frames are so important to pay attention to, because while you're playing around with the smaller time frames, you're missing out on what's really happening right in front of you. And that's crucial moments, you know, that could really change if you're going to be able to get in on a bigger or smaller time frame type of trade. Okay. So we'll see. We want to get this bounce and continuation. You know, get back above 94.5 and get this pump above the 200 MA with the 21 touching is a good idea. Everything so far is looking perfect. That's the model right there again, yet on the 3-minute time frame. 15-minute now has to get back to the 21. And a couple, you know, 4 or 5 hours from now. So I'm gonna let these trades cook until like 5, 6 o'clock tonight. You know, 3, 4 o'clock is a good time to really, and if everything's right, we're going to be way higher than we are right now. Otherwise, we're going to get rejected by really that key level right there, about 95, 94.5, you know. So we got to battle through 94.5 here. We got to flag out, hold the 200 MA on that 15-minute time frame, pull the 21, and you know what to do, folks. You know how to rip it and rock it. So that's what we're looking for here for Bitcoin on these candles every single day here on the channel. God bless everybody here. If you were with me, it was a slow climb, but at least that trade did play out. You are in the green. Hope you're having a great day. Could you please check Turbo? We'll take a look at Turbo. I think Turbo had its day. If I was in Turbo super early, I'd probably appreciate it. It does get some good volume. People get more like, you know, but to me, it's like, eh. Let me just make sure I find the right Turbo. Started by this guy who never thought it was going to get as big as it did either, you know. So, you know, good for him. The whole thing, the whole way it happened was interesting. Let me see here. So $394 million market cap for Turbo. And yeah, I mean, it did bounce off these lows, right? If you grabbed a big fib here from the low to the top, yeah, it bounced off like almost the 886 Fibonacci and got back into business. And it pumped nicely. People made some gains, and now people are wondering, well, what's going to happen here? Well, it's going to follow again. People don't realize how connected it is to BTC. And you're like, but not, you know, every coin, if Bitcoin lets it, is going to rip. And what I mean by it, Bitcoin dumps, it's going to take everything down. But I've always been a fan of Turbo because of the community that it built. And it never kind of came from like facetious purposes. It seems to be legit. You know, unless you guys know something I don't. I don't own any of it though. And it doesn't really matter what happens to it to me. I mean, I hope if you hold it, it goes well. And Turbo's very tight. Could it get all the way to 016071? That's the target. There's some crazy wicks there, but I like the consolidation. And you would have to assume it's continuing. And that's a really nice pattern. And that could be a good swing trade even. making me think there could be some gains here. About 85% gains for Turbo. And it's on wrapped ETH though. You got it, you know, Uniswap, something like that. Maybe even you could, you know, yeah. And you could use a layer, you know. Turbo is my best performing coin somehow. I forgot I bought some. Hey, it happens to everybody. Bitcoin dominance over 65% now. There you go. And shout out to everybody here on the channel. God bless each and every one of you for being here. So far, beautiful movement. Looks like we're going to get what I look for here on the 7 minute now, the 21 crossing. And so I think there's a 70% chance I called the daily bottom today. And this is going to continue to rip all day long. So stay blessed, stay amazing. But I work really hard to do this, and it looks like we may have done it again. All right. And last but not least is I do want to do TAI real quick, just because it's a coin we've been trading on and off. It will get good liquidity over time. And so yeah, TARS AI, I like what I'm seeing here as it comes back to the 618 golden pocket. Now, I'm not in yet, but I keep watching it. And you know, this is what you look for when you get these pumps. Back to the 618 golden pocket with the move, and the 21-day moving average getting oversold. Really started coming into its own here. And so those are levels I like to start DCAing if you're going to DCA long term, and just start paying attention. Again, back to the discount. You don't want to chase the premium when building. Bro, can you take a look at LWOLF? It's a Pepe. Yeah, we know LWOLF. I'll take a look at it for LWOLF, man. Always seemed to be a pretty good, interesting coin, and it's doing similar to what we just looked at. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing does numbers. There's your Sammy Cup and handy for LWOLF. And it definitely looks ready to go. LWOLF, baby, LWOLF. And that could head all the way back up there, you know, to that key level and getting oversold. You may be able to snatch it down into this key area though before one more time. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets that higher low and continues further to the upside. I've always liked this coin, even though I shouldn't. I believe Matt Fury, right? It is one of the characters, LWOLF. My 2 words decisions last cycle were staking all my crypto on Celsius and Terra Luna. My best decision was buying Bitcoin every hour and moving to cold storage. Amen. Shout out to you, brother. At least you figured that out. Boomers have half the pile of the money in America. Not going anywhere till they join. No, it's not true. Boomers are broke, man. Yeah. You have no idea what you're talking about. The people, the top percent of the boomers are already buying Bitcoin. Yeah. The people that don't know are the middle class that don't have a lot of extra funds. Yeah, they don't have the money anyway, man. You have no idea. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. You are misinformed. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is organizing an exclusive dinner in a few weeks for the biggest investors that Trump owns cryptocurrency. Official Trump coin. You're funny. Turbo TAI. That's what someone says. I don't know. I can't. I'm not going to confirm or deny that. All right. And everybody, thank you so much for jumping on in. It was an amazing stream. And we're still in this trade battling to find out what happens here. So only time will tell. It's also sketchy. I wouldn't put all my marbles in one basket before Fed Day. We'll be back tomorrow for the same exact live stream, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and for Fed Day for Jerome Powell, double stream tomorrow. So we'll be at it and continue to do our thing. So everyone, I love you. Pay attention. Be careful. Move your stop losses to break even if you can. That's what I do as much as I can. Do whatever makes you happy, though. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade, right? Do your own research. Double check. And this is entertainment purposes only. I'm showing you my life and the tips and tricks and the tools that I use to make it, as far as exchanges, ideas, trading view, and the whole shebang, right? If you want to jump in where we trade, you can jump in at NextC, BitToNext, or Weeks. All three are there available for you at the pinned comment. This was BitToNext we're using today. If you like the sounds, you like the movement, I do like the drag and drop features. They're available in all of them, but you get the little sounds and just a little bit different of an experience here on BitToNext. So, and again, I leave you with this last idea. I can delete it all and just kind of leave you with this last idea. You're looking for this flag to break out and do some damage here. It's the possible next trade that we're looking at for a move somewhere up to about $95,127. So I look forward to showing that trade and showing the gains. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate all the consistent people that come every single day. Thank you so much for constantly support, constantly being here. And may God bless each and every one of you for consistently being supportive of me and my life. I thank you so much, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I hope you made some gains, learned something. Hope you gained some knowledge yourself so to help you better yourself and push yourself every single day. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. I love you all. God bless.